guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have for you a look using the KathleenLights by Colourpop Dream Street palette. Now this is a look inspired by Kathleen herself. She did a look similar to this in one of her videos, and I just wanted to kind of recreate it. I didn't go back on her video and look it up to see exactly how she did it, and I actually didn't look up a picture of what she did. I just did it kind of from memory, what I remember of it anyway. So I don't know if it's exact, and I haven't even watched that video in forever to know how she did it. And I wanted to put up a colorful look on my channel because I feel like I haven't done that in probably ever. So I wanted to use her palette because this is a really great palette. If you guys enjoy it, let's go. I'm going to be taking this shade from the KathleenLights palette. This is the like peachy shade in the palette, and I'm just going to be running this through my crease as my first color. Oh, by the way, my eyes were already primed, and I had already set them because there isn't a shade to set them with in this palette. Then I'm going to be going in with this shade here in the palette. I think it's called Shooting Star, a little bit lower than that peachy shade so that that one still comes through. I'm actually going to run this up a little bit higher than I thought, kind of covering the peachy shade. Because I do kind of have like a hooded eye, so I have to bring my eyeshadow up a little bit farther so that you can tell I'm wearing eyeshadow. And I will be right back. I'm actually gonna do one eye and then come back and show you how I did it. Okay, so I have one eye done now, and I feel like it turned out really good. Like, I feel pretty good about that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to the other eye so I can show you how exactly I did this. So I showed you the crease colors already, so now I'm gonna show you what else I did. So I went into this shade next. I believe it's called Potion. I ran this through my crease as well, but I'm not going above that peachy shade, so I'm still keeping it kind of lower in the crease. And then what I did is I took this shade right here called Elfish, and I took this shade on a small little crease brush. This is the Luxie 237 blending brush, and I ran it through my crease kind of on top of that other color, Potion, but also a little bit lower. And I'm just slowly building this up in the crease. I don't want intense color payoff too quickly, because I still want to be able to blend it out. Okay, so then after that was finished, the next step that I did is I cut my crease, and to do so, I am using the Makeup Revolution concealer, and this is the one that I used earlier to prime my lids, so I'm just going to be using this again. So I'm not the best at cut creases either, but I just take my time and try to get it as perfect as I can. The hardest thing for me is getting my eyes even, like getting it the same for both eyes, because I do go a little bit higher than where my actual lid is, just because I don't have that much lid space. Just a little tip, I found it easier to start, when you start the cut crease, to start it right here in the middle and get the majority of the product off. Because when you go up here into cutting the crease right there, you don't want a lot of concealer on your brush, and it's also easier to wipe away the concealer if you mess up in that part than it is to wipe away like a whole blob. So then what I did next is I took this shade right here called Kaleidoscope, and I'm just going to pack this on my lid where I cut the crease. And I'm gonna go about halfway. I'm not gonna take this on my entire lid. I'll go about halfway to like 3/4 of the way. Is I went into the shade right here called Water Bearer. This is a nice deep blue in the palette. And I took this on this brush first. It was kind of more of a fluffy brush, and I kind of fluffed it into the outer corner. Kind of like stamping it and then just fluffing it around. And then because I used a weird brush, I have to build it up a bunch. If you used a different brush, like a packing brush or something, the color payoff would show up much sooner. but I did not. And then I kind of blended that color in so it's not so harsh. Then when I have packed that color on, I went back with that small little brush from Luxie and I went back in with the deeper shade Elfish and I ran it along where the blue is to blend that in with the look. So it's just not harsh blue on the lid. Okay, and then next what I did is I took the shade right here called Mermaid Boy and just on a nice little packing brush, this one's from e.l.f., I took this color and I put it between that Kaleidoscope color and the Water Bearer color just to kind of mesh the two together and add more of like a gradient to the look. And that was all I did for the top eyes, and then I'm gonna finish my face and then I'll go back into the palette to finish off my bottom lashes. Okay, so the rest of my face is done now, so we're going to move on to the lower lash line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a mixture of these two shades right here. This is Magical and Shooting Star, and I'm just going to take this on a pencil brush, mix these two together, and run it along my lash line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the shade Potion, and then afterwards I'm going to go in the shade Elfish and put those along my lower lash line as well. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Mermaid Boy, and I'm just going to run this along my crease as well. This time I'm just going to use the same flat shader brush that I used to apply it. I'm just running this along my lower lash line. This is a blue liner that I have. This is from L'Oreal, and this is their Silkissime eyeliner, and I'm doing mine in the shade True Teal. Now this is more blue than the shades I have on, but I think it'll be a nice pop. It reminds me a lot of Mermaid Boy. We're going back into the Kathleen palette because I forgot to highlight. So I'm actually going to take this shade right here called Moony, and I'm going to use this color to highlight my brow bone. So I'm going to be using the Benefit Roller Lash on my top lashes, and then I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. I love this mascara. It's one of my favorites, and I always put it on my bottom lashes. So I'm going to be putting these on and probably speed it up. Then I'm just going to put on the Nude Sticks cheek and lip pencil in the shade Whisper. The shade Whisper, in case you didn't catch what I just said because it was nonsense. Okay guys, and that completes everything for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I thought this was a fun look to do, inspired by Kathleen Lights. I don't know if this was her exact makeup in that video because I haven't watched that video in forever, but this is what I remember of it. I hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever you are, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!